Fangs, the new free-to-play 4v4 team-based arena brawler slash MOBA, or a game kind of like Battlerite. You have 2 ways to win each round, and that would be killing the enemy team's captain 4 times.
Captain victory.
Or pushing the burb, the aspect, to the enemy team's base.
Aspect victory.
That's just the surface level. It gets more complex. At the start of each round, you get to pick 5 different buffs for your character. If you're the captain, you get 7. The first buff you choose is the artifact. This is going to be things like if you're in the aspect, the giant bird AoE, you get buffs, or if you kill the enemy team's captain, you get a buff. Bunch of different things going on. Then you have heirlooms. These are character specific buffs. They augment your character in some way. Some give you positive effects at the cost of changing the ability, or they just give you flat out buffs. And this is what you use to try and turn the tides for yourself and win the fights. Then you have boons. These are just gadgets. You press your Q if you're on mouse and keyboard, which there's no control support yet, but they want to work on adding control support down the line. You press Q and it does some effects. It can be kind of jarring at the start to figure out what to use, but you get a lot of time to sort of like sift through it. And once you play for a bit, you'll realize like, I like this playstyle. This suits me. And you'll learn abilities and how they change and such. And you can also basically buy these abilities and upgrade them with in-game currency that's not too hard to earn. You get 50 currency for a win and 30 for a loss. You also get 250 shards for doing 2 dailies. In my case, I had play 3 games and win 2 on support. It was done pretty quickly. The free in-game currency is actually called soul cores, but there are things called shards and they give you different buffs in the game itself. You basically go to a shard spawn point, which is north or south. You capture it, channel it, and bring it back to your base or the enemy's base, and it gives you buffs. The blue one gives you full energy, your ultimate, and movement speed. The green one heals all allies, no matter how close they are, how far, if they're alive, and grants you lifesteal. And the yellow one resets all cooldowns and grants cooldown reduction. These can be pretty massive buffs, but you don't need them to win. As for the heroes, you have 3 different categories: range damage, melee damage, and support. In those categories, different heroes have different health and play somewhat different roles. Some of the characters are rogues and they have very low HP. Others are tanks with almost double the HP. So your playstyle does depend here. And yet for supports, some are ranged and others are melee, then your face. So really pick your own poison and figure out your own playstyle, what you want. I do suggest maybe watching a tier list on fun heroes to play, because you do get to pick your own heroes at the start. You get 3 basic ones and you can choose between range damage heroes, melee damage, or support. It's like a bundle pack kind of thing. The heroes I've enjoyed the most so far have been Tufts, Yanari, Kiona, and Brutus. It's not too hard to get the shards to, or the soul cores to unlock new heroes, but it would take you, I think, 10 wins or a couple of losses to get them. The combat in Fangs consists of 6 abilities and 1 passive. Your shift, E, space, ultimate, left click, right click, and then the unincluded abilities, your trinket, which is your Q. Everything is a skill shot, so it comes down to landing your abilities tactically, except one thing that I'm aware of so far, which is Tuft. He has an ability you can drop feathers by just getting hit or dealing damage to a certain talent, heirloom, and they can explode. My feathers killed him after I died. There's no way, dude. The character's really fun, by the way. If you get Tuft, run the build that I have, and it's crazy. There is a battle pass that lasts 90 plus days, it seems, and the way you level it is by playing the game. And you also get currency, and if you win more, you get more currency, and that's used to buy things. There's a free track and a paid track. The last thing is the games don't last that long unless it's very even. There's some games that can last like 5-8 minutes. Other games, it's around 20. So way shorter than League, which I personally enjoy, the shorter game format. Overall, the game's pretty fun. I've enjoyed it so far, and I played, I think, almost 10 hours my first day. So I like it. Pretty enjoyable, pretty good time. So I do suggest it. Try it out. It's free to play on Steam and the Epic Games Store. If you buy anything, use code ODO. It supports me very much. If you liked the video, like it, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.